Hello everyone, Jai Hind and welcome back to National Security Live. Today we are going to discuss a threat that may be actually sitting quietly inside something almost every one of us every day we having it, that is our bank account. Imagine someone approaches you and says like, give me your bank account. You don't have to do anything, just allow us to receive and transfer some money. We will give you, let's say, 5,000 rupees per transaction. We will give you 10,000 rupees per transaction. We may actually would like to give you 20,000 rupees per transaction. so so it may sound like an easy way to make money for you, right? But what if the account receives money stolen from hundreds of cybercrime victims? What if crores of rupees actually pass through your accounts? And what if you just become the person sitting between the victim and the actual criminal network? So this is where the concept of mule account it becomes extremely important. So welcome to National Security Live episode 14, Mule Accounts as emerging national security issue. So before I would like to begin here, I would like to tell you, please watch this video on 1.5x for better experience. And I would like to request you all to subscribe to our channel and like these videos, and if you like it, please contribute us through GPay and PhonePe. That's all. So let's begin with it. So what is a mule account? A mule account, we recently, from let's say last 2-3 years, we have been hearing the term mule account. Lot more mule account held, lot more this held. So there in the news there is all around mule accounts. Okay? But people actually, a lot more people don't understand what is actually a mule account. Okay, so let's go with the basic question of what is a mule account. Theoretically, just a mule account is simply a bank account which is used by criminals to receive, to move, or layer illicit money for their behalf. The account, it may belong to a person who knowingly or maybe unknowingly participates in that scheme, or importantly to someone who has been actually deceived or who may be manipulated or recruited because of maybe financial vulnerability or maybe ignorance. So the Reserve Bank of India actually has long warned that money mules, they can be actually recruited to receive money and transfer it onwards in return of just few commissions. So the person whose name is on the bank account may not necessarily be the person behind the cybercrime. He's just the person with a bank account, just a number for the criminals, for the cyber criminals. And that creates one of the biggest challenges. The money may be moving through one person's account while the real criminal is actually sitting somewhere else. So how does a person become a money mule? This is where the human dimension becomes extremely important. Cyber criminals actually they don't always approach sophisticated criminals. Sometimes or most of the times they target ordinary people. Let's say a student, maybe a young unemployed person, maybe a daily wage worker, a financially struggling individual, maybe someone who is looking for a part-time job or who need quick money. They actually offer something which is extremely attractive. Like they don't do like let's have some money transfer in your account. No, they offer in a lucrative way, like work from home, earn 10,000 a day, just receive money and transfer it. You will get a commission for every transaction. So for someone who is facing huge financial difficulty, 5,000 or 10,000, it can look like an opportunity just for a transaction. But the person may not understand what is actually happening. They may think I am just allowing someone to use my account. What's a big deal in it? I'm not committing any crime. Just my account is, I am giving my account number, and some money comes and I give my check, or I just withdraw that money and return it to that person who given me that, who has transferred me the money. So this assumption can be extremely dangerous actually. This is called the vulnerability trap. Cybercriminal network, they understand human vulnerability. They can actually deliberately search for people who are financially desperate, who are actually unemployed, inexperienced with banking, even unaware or digitally unaware, or digitally semi or illiterate, or simply attracted by quick money schemes. And this is why financial literacy and cyber awareness, they are themselves like a tool for national security, a benchmark for national security. The criminals, they don't necessarily need to open a bank account on his own name. No, criminals, cyber criminals, they don't open bank account or don't use bank account of their own names to transfer illicit money. He or she can find hundreds of thousands of other accounts, so-called mule accounts. The criminal network actually gets its infrastructure. The ordinary person, it gets a very small commission, and the illegal money keeps moving. How from 5,000 commission it can lead to like a crores of transactions? Just imagine something even more disturbing. A person receives just 5,000 rupees for allowing his or her account to be used for various transactions, but the account could potentially become part of a much larger network. Hundreds of even thousands of crores of rupees may move through such accounts connected with the network. In 2025, CBI said that around 3.81 crores was received in a single mule account in one day, after which funds were transferred from more than 100 mule accounts and subsequently they layered through thousands of accounts. So it becomes very difficult for law enforcement to sorry, to get the trail of such huge number of mule networks and huge number of money diversions. So we have to understand the fundamental difference. The money may be enormous, the mule's commission may be very tiny, and that's precisely how vulnerable people can be exploited. So why do you think that criminals need a mule account? It is because criminals need distance. Cyber criminals need distance. Suppose a cyber criminal who commits an online investment scam, the victim transfer money. If the money goes directly to the criminal's personal bank account, investigators can easily and obviously target the ending point. But instead, the victim has to send money to a mule account, then second account, then third account, maybe other payment gateways, then to wallets, then to multiple accounts, and later all into criminal network. The trail become increasingly complicated and multi-layered. This process of moving money through multiple layers can make investigation and recovery much more difficult. Even if the investigation come okay, or investigators go to the end point from multi-layers, the money recovery becomes very impossible, and ultimately the money siphons off to out of this country actually. So mule accounts, therefore it become a financial infrastructure for cybercrime. How now we will understand how mule accounts and organized crimes are related. Let's have a thought on that. This is no longer simply just about one person committing one online fraud. No, it's not like that. Mule account networks can actually support very sophisticated criminal ecosystem. Different people actually can perform different functions, like one person can recruit such mule account holders or such mule accounts or simply such mules. Another provides the bank account details, another manages the transaction, some other person operates payment infrastructure, other guy may communicate with the victims, while someone may move the money further through different layers. There may be other person who ultimately controls the whole operation. This creates something resembling to a distributed criminal network. The person whose bank account is visible to investigator as first time receivers, it may not be the lowest layer of the operation. It may be just the beginning layer or in the mid layer. Mule accounts also get used in money laundering. As we are coming to national security dimension, let's go with cybercrime, how cybercrime generates money. Criminals actually need to convert whatever illegal money they receive from criminal proceeds into white money. The government has specifically warned about about various transnational organizational cybercrime groups using mule or maybe rented bank accounts to create illegal payment gateways and facilitate money laundering in or maybe through various kind of service. That means mule account ecosystem which can actually connect cybercrime to financial fraud to money laundering and even ultimately to organized crime networks or OCGs. Sorry. And potentially where criminal networks actually intersect with the other hostile activities like illegal finance to criminal networks to even maybe terror financing, maybe other kind of security threats. That is why we shouldn't look at mule accounts as merely just a banking platform. It's not just a cybercrime threat, it's not just an individual threat, it can be even a national security threat. Let's move ahead with why the law enforcement find it very difficult to trace, to deal with the mule accounts. India actually having enormous digital financial ecosystem. Millions upon millions of transactions happen every day. India has actually a huge population, world's largest population actually at present time, and a massive banking networks of hundreds of millions of digital users. The scale itself creates a very big challenge. A criminal network which may generate thousands of transactions. Investigators have to determine which account receives the money, where did it go next, who controlled that account, was the account holder knowingly involved in it, who recruited the account holder, who received the financial benefit, and most importantly, who is the person actually controlling the network, who remains hidden through all these mules. This is why mule account investigations can become very complex and even multi-jurisdictional and time-consuming. Why I say it multi-jurisdictional? It can be it definitely goes from state to state with different jurisdiction involving different law and order and police officers. Even it can go up with various countries. So it can be transnational, maybe from India to Thailand, then to Singapore, maybe then to UAE, and then to some other Western countries. So every geographical state have different jurisdiction. So it is very difficult for investigators, and the process is too time consuming. So that is the problem, right? Now there is one problem that I want to particularly focus on: the innocent mule problem. What is the innocent mule? So let's make one important distinction. Not every mule account holder is necessarily a mastermind. Not everyone whose account is reflected in cybercrime activities, he or she may not be the mastermind. Some may knowingly participate, but others may be even victim of recruitment schemes. Some may genuinely not understand why they have become involved into this. it can be just ignorance, but ignorance actually it doesn't necessarily eliminate the consequences. RBI actually over and over again it warned that money mule accounts can be suspended and that the account holder can face financial loss and even potential legal action. So lesson is simple: I don't know is not a safe strategy. You have to know about it. You have to be aware of the privacy and security of your account, and you have to operate it for your purposes only, not for some other people's purpose. So before allowing someone to use your bank account, you need to understand exactly what you are allowing. Here comes the recruitment economy. Just think about psychology of a recruitment. A cyber criminal, it doesn't necessarily say like, let's come become part of an international money laundering network, right? No, they don't add like that. They don't attract people like that. Instead, they say something like that: earn 5,000 from home. You see a lot more banners when you travel on into a suburb area, or maybe even city. You see in the road, in the pillars, in the breezes, in the culvert, maybe in various walls, there is such commission based income, earn 5,000 from home, part-time payment processing job. That's a new thing, like part-time payment processing job, receive money and keep 5% commission. It can be headline maybe like that. Use your account for business transaction, it can be headline. So the criminals actually hide the real purpose behind this such legitimate looking opportunity, and that is where ignorance become the ignorance actually comes as an attack surface. So ignorance is very much important it's a matter of concern in the recruitment economy, and awareness is very much important. Yes, government is doing enough for cyber criminals, for account safety, for other type of digital safety measures, but for mule accounts, which is coming a new threat, we have to go with one more coordinated campaign programs to teach people not to let their bank account be used by others. So how India is fighting with such mule accounts? Look at the response now. India has actually created the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, I4C, right? Yes, I4C. It's under Ministry of Home Affairs. It's actually coordinates countries' response to cybercrime, and National Cybercrime Reporting Portal. It has helpline, I think 1930, right? Yes, 1930, which actually provides mechanism for reporting cybercrime. India also having kind of suspect registry in collaboration with various banks and financial institutions, including insurance institutions. If we go into the data, it's really shocking. As of June 2026, the government has reported that there are more than 30 lakh suspected identifiers who have been received banks and who have been received from banks, and more than 30 lakh layer 1 mule accounts. You see, more than 30 lakh layer 1 mule accounts. Can you imagine that? 30 lakh mule accounts, that's on layer 1, with transaction more than 25,000 crore. And this data is from the 2021 to 2026. Since from 2001 the Cybercrime Coordination Center has started. So within these 5 or 6 years, the number one the layer 1 mule accounts has increased to more than 30 lakhs. It's a big number, and the amount is 25,000 crores and more. So these numbers actually demonstrate that scale of this challenge is very big, but there need also the scale of response. So here awareness is a more important thing. Awareness is a big deal, and actually common citizens need to be aware of. And who knows these things, we need to tell other people that what is mule account and why not let anyone to transfer money through your account. Now as we are going to go with response, let's go with this artificial intelligence, how we can use artificial intelligence and allied technologies against such mule accounts. Technology is actually now being used to fight various other technology enabled crimes. In May 2026, Indian this cybercrime command center I4C and RBI, RBI Innovation Hub, there is one innovation hub for RBI. They signed an MUI, memorandum of understanding, which was aimed at actually strengthening AI driven detection of mule accounts and even cyber enabled financial fraud. So banks are being encouraged to use artificial intelligence, machine learning, real time transaction monitoring, network analysis, etc. So these all are to identify suspicious transaction patterns and mule networks. The idea is increasingly moving from investigate after the money disappears to detect the suspicious network while the money is moving. So the idea is to be proactive than to be reactive. And most of the time our investigations and our police and our agencies has been traditionally reactive. It's all over the world, not just India. But at the age of such new technology and such new and innovative crimes, we need to be more proactive. So better than to investigate after the money disappears. It's good, and it's better to be prepared and detect the suspicious networks while the money is moving, while the transfer is not complete, while the process is going. Then we can just stop it. That is the response, and the response should be such. It should be proactive than reactive. And now coming the most important point of why public awareness is so important. Technology alone, it cannot solve the problem of mule accounts, because banking system in India is enormous. It's huge population. The number of account is huge. It's enormous. The number of transactions is millions every day, and criminal networks also exploit the weakest link. Criminal networks of all the whole globe is looking into Indian banking system, because we are with good numbers. So sometimes such weak link is not a bank server. It may not be the problem of bank. It can be human being, a person who may need just 5,000 and who actually believe a stranger, who don't understand cybercrime, who may think that it's just only my account and what possibly go wrong with my account. So that person can unknowingly become part of a much larger criminal ecosystem through his account, by just giving his account without knowing the consequence. So the basic black and white philosophy is that never rent out your bank account. This is the most important message of today. Just simple and black and white. Do not rent out your bank account. Never allow other person to use your account to receive or transfer money simply because they promise you a commission, maybe some kind of favor or whatever. Never give your internet banking credentials to anyone, not your OTPs. Don't share your UPI PIN or ATM PIN or password. Debit card credentials. Do not share your banking passwords. And never allow someone you don't trust to operate your bank account. as much as possible we need to learn to operate our accounts ourselves. But in case of very senior citizens, yes, they can give to their kids or to their child or whom they trust. RBI's public awareness guidance is very clear. It says, do not allow others to operate your accounts for moments of their funds, and do not give your account details to people you don't know or don't trust. You don't give your account details to anyone. So what if you have already shared your account? Before watching this video, or maybe before knowing about Mule accounts, now after maybe watching this video or after getting in any kind of information about Mule accounts, you are afraid, right? What may happen to your account? But before knowing that, if you have already shared your account, what you should do? If you suspect that your account has already been used by anyone you have shared with due to your ignorance, just don't ignore it, okay? Now as you know it, don't ignore it. Contact your bank immediately. Preserve your transaction records and communications. You contact your bank and say that I gave this account details to some persons, and they give me my account is coming with such transactions, and you yourself go and give this such details to bank, and then maybe something, then you may not be getting trapped in legal consequences. So you go yourself and say that yes, I am a victim, my account is being used. So preserve all transaction records and all communication with who you use it, and say that you did it due to ignorance, and now you realize watching such videos, watching such advertisement of RBI, or maybe watching this and that, or learning from someone, and you come here and this is that, and report the suspected cybercrime through India's official reporting channel, including various online like CyberDost maybe, or other in the Twitter, and including 1930, the helpline 1930, and National Cybercrime Reporting Portal also. So the earlier suspicious activity is reported, the better the possibility of coordinated intervention. If something happens with you, if your account is being used as Mule accounts, you go and report it to the bank, and if possible, if bank say yes, go report it even to the police. Go report it yourself that I am the victim, my account is being used. Then you will not be legally liable. Otherwise, you may be part of that cybercrime group or that organized crime group without you knowing about it. So that's it. Now if we just lie at the end go with the national security dimension of such Mule accounts, thus you may think, why Mule account may be a problem of individual, right? Why we are discussing Mule accounts in national security life, right? Because national security is no longer only about borders. I always tell you, it's no longer only about borders. It's not about weapons, missiles, or it's no longer about ships, aircrafts, etc. It's no longer about conventional warfare nowadays. It's actually now including financial security, digital security, economic security, cyber security, and all along the transactional security of all individuals, and also the integrity of our whole Indian financial system. A criminal network, they can actually move enormous amount of money through thousands of accounts of ordinary people, which can operate across many states of many jurisdictions. They can hide behind layers and intermediaries and potential connect, and they can actually potentially connect different forms of organized criminal activity. So the bank account is an like any bank account of an ordinary citizen can actually therefore an unexpected node inside a much larger criminal network. So that is why the Mule account problem is a national security issue. So what's the final question? So today's final question is, why would someone become a money mule? Do you think it is the final question? Why would someone become a money mule? Anyone can become a money mule because of maybe ignorance, because of lucrative offers, because of desperations, and for many reasons. That is not the correct questions. The correct questions would be, how do we prevent ordinary innocent people from becoming money mules in the first place? How ordinary and how innocent people are being used as money mules in the first place? How we can prevent them? The answer requires three things. First is technology, second is law enforcement, and third is public awareness. Because every informed citizen makes the criminal ecosystem a little harder to operate. We need to we need to build an informed ecosystem. Whoever we know it, if you are watching this video, you will be, if you are watching this video actually very carefully, you will be very much sincere about mule accounts. You will be sincere about your accounts and accounts of your family and friends and relatives. So you go and make some awareness activities, or while you are having any kind of discussion, and say that this is called mule accounts, and do not let anyone use your account as mule accounts. Even through ignorance, your account can be termed as a mule account, or it can be listed as a mule account. So we need to make people informed citizens, learned citizens in terms of, this is also digital literacy or financial literacy. So if someone tells you next time, just give me your bank account, I will pay you for it, don't think of it. Don't think of easy money. Just think, why does this person need my account? He may have his account. Let him use his account for his job. Because your account is just not a number. It is your financial identity. And allowing criminals to use it, it can turn an innocent looking transaction into a gateway for cybercrime. Maybe for money laundering, or maybe for organized crime activities, or it can be even activities against the nation like terrorism, etc. So mule accounts may look like small financial fraud problem, but when they operate at scale, they become something much bigger. They become an emerging national security issue. So this is National Security Live episode 14. And if you like our video, please like, subscribe, and share our channel. Here we go with knowledge, which is strength, and awareness is security. And to remember, stay informed, stay alert, and never let your bank account become somebody else's criminal infrastructure. That's all for today. Thank you. Jai Hind and Bande Mataram.